Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Eaka, aka EX. I'm a hip hop artist based here in Perth, Australia. Originally born and raised in Newtown, Wellington, New Zealand.
Sit up on the landslide while I'm waiting for a ride with a finger to the world, dreaming I can fly while I'm getting by.
I am the co-founder of Hoodlum Music, a record label based here in Perth. When I think back to a moment on what made me decide to create music, I actually do believe it was a big push from one of my teachers who pretty much screwed all the curriculum in school and got us to literally write music. So for about a whole year and a half, the whole class just wrote music, and from then on the passion has never stopped. I tend to tell stories that are either mine personally or friends that are very close to me. People who have experienced similar things, or people who I know have experienced such sort of things that other people can relate to. Not everyone can relate to some issues or some stories, but I do feel like when it's from the heart, regardless, people will feel it. And I feel like just a fresh reminder of what I say as to how we can turn a negative into a positive. If that in some way or some sense helps another person, then by all means my job is done. As the feeling I felt when I used to listen to Tupac is the same sort of feeling I hope to get from other people when they listen to my music. As in a young fella who's deciding on whether he's going to do this wrong doing or this right doing, and by the sense or the sound of the music or the lyrics that he feels and the soul inside of that song helps derail him from such thoughts or from such actions, then music really is a savior in some sense. What inspires me to make music, to write music, knowing that I've survived what I've gone through and being able to stand as a positive role model for my son, really pushes me and makes me push the boundaries of writing. Some days I can just look at my son and that's enough for me to just go straight to the studio and sit there for the next 12 hours thinking about the smile that I had just seen on my son's face. Other inspirations are watching other people who have come from a similar background, and to know that anything is possible. Also love to be loved, and to be able to inspire other people to love is definitely inspiring in itself. I do most definitely have a creative process. Not all the time is it the same. Sometimes I can just sit on the train and write in front of people. I might look really weird, headphones on, rapping to myself, but that's the sort of process that some days I feel like doing that. Other processes could be when I'm in the company of someone who I cherish their time, and we sort of just start freestyling, and from there the process just sort of vibes and catches itself. I definitely know my music has changed since I first began. When I first began to write, it was more on the hardship and the daily night life that I used to live. I was always hanging around with some real crazy dark people, as it was the thing to do back then. And I tend to always write about those experiences when I was young, which I'm thankful for, because in turn they've led me to now.
My whole life has led to this, I hope you understand. I've been silent, I've been working on my...
Bashuda is sort of an explanation of the last gig I did. It was a gig where the sound man, as I say in the intro, stuffed my sound up. So I was constantly yelling, constantly having to try and hear myself in the feedbacks and the fallbacks, and at no point I could hear myself. About 45 minutes in, I pretty much lost my voice while I was on stage. So I was upstage trying to rap through a mic, nothing was coming out, and if I did, like, I'd be ashamed because man, it'll crack. I heard this crack in my voice, and it would just be like off pitch, and I was like, oh man. So I sort of take Bashuda as the last time I'm ever going to have to strain my voice in order for people to hear my message. Another track to this day I still find is my favorite track is One Love. Now that song, to me, holds the most power any song could ever have. Just the words in itself, one love, can change a person's life. It's a song that actually took me 5 months to write, so I spent every day on it for 5 months just to perfect every single word. So every single word is said for a meaning and said exactly the way I wanted to say it.
Yo, she hot like the summer, cooler than the
I'm really excited for not just this mixtape that's coming out, but for all the singles leading up to the mixtape. I am trying to sort of steer clear of being an all-in-your-face rapper, as in I'd rather have music that's a lot more easier to listen to nowadays. I have a song that's coming out with Chongni, a big, massive name in New Zealand, which is a song I'm really, really excited about. The title was called Lost, so keep an eye out for that when it does drop. But the song Lost sort of talks about the journey that I know everyone goes through. So that's just the first song coming out. We also have another track called One Time. A few videos to be dropped on that too. We'll keep that quite quiet for now. Just know that it is coming out really soon. The Hoodlum Project 0.2, which is the complete opposite to what the Hoodlum Project 0.1 is. But keep an eye out on my Facebook page for all the information and all the details.
Did I watch you?